This is a passport for the island nation of Grenada. I bought these for me and my whole family. I want to discuss in this video with you what citizenship by investment is, why Grenada, and why I did it. So let's get started off with a simple topic here. Citizenship by investment. You can literally just buy passports. If you have money, almost anything's possible. It's insanity. By the way, shout out to the guys at Henley Global. Henley Global. They helped me get these passports. They are a professional business who help people get golden visas and citizenship by investment, all that kind of stuff. They're not sponsored the video or anything. They're just the company that helped me, and they were awesome. So if you do go down this route of wanting to get a second citizenship for you, whether that be in a Caribbean island nation or Turkey or somewhere else, they're the guys to talk to, okay? Anyway, here's the crazy thing. Countries like Grenada literally sell passports to people. All you have to do is make an investment in Grenada. Now, usually there's two simple ways to do this. One is to buy property. Two, just give them money. So the buy property route, a lot of people do take that route, but you got to own the property in whatever that country is. And okay, maybe it's going to be some rental investment or something like that. And hey, later on, you can try to sell that property and get some of the money back and cool. Or you can just pay them the damn money. If you have the money, get the damn passports and just move on with your life. And it makes you realize how crazy the system is. It's all a big fugazi. People can just buy passports to other countries. It's insanity. Now, why did we choose Grenada? There's a lot of other citizenship by investment programs. There's a lot of great ones out there. St. Kitts and Nevis is a very famous one. Dominica, St. Lucia. Malta's got a very expensive one. Turkey's got one. There's quite a few of them out there. Vanuatu, they might have one. There's a lot of them. A lot of them. They're not all created equally. Some are definitely better than others. Some even let you invest for that citizenship using Bitcoin. So that could be interesting for Bitcoiners out there. Usually, though, just a bank transfer. Okay. Now, why Grenada? Grenada, it's a small country. Doesn't cause anyone any trouble. Stays out of shit. It's a nice, neutral passport to have. It's also got some really great features for me and my family, particularly. We have visa-free access to Russia, which for most of you is probably not going to be very important in your lives. But for me, my wife is Russian. My mother-in-law lives in Russia. So for us, the ability to just hop on a plane and go to Russia anytime we want without having to go through the laborious process of getting a Russian visa, which is a pain in the butt, is a nice bonus. Not worth the money necessarily just for that, but a great bonus nevertheless to have these Grenada passports. It also gets you visa-free access to China. So that's also pretty cool. About 140 some countries all up, including some pretty big ones, most of the European Union, the UK, a lot of other places. So really great access for visa-free travel. Now, my other passport's a New Zealand passport, which also has great access to visa-free travel, but not to places like Russia and China. So that's, again, a big bonus of this one. Grenada is also part of what's called the CARICOM community. So, right, the Caribbean community. Now, basically, the CARICOM gives you the option to live in a variety of Caribbean countries. So we could go live in Grenada if we ever wanted to with this passport. We're citizens. So if we ever decide, hey, let's go live in Grenada, we can. However, you can also go live in another Caribbean country. You go live in St. Kitts and Nevis, for example. So pretty cool. Nice to be part of that little community with this passport. Grenada is also pretty affordable. Now, it's not the cheapest citizenship by investment. I think that title might go to maybe Dominica or St. Lucia, but I think they might have raised prices recently anyway. All up, it cost about $250,000 for me, my wife, and our two children to get passports. It was about $200,000 donation to the government of Grenada, plus about $50,000 in fees to the lawyers and getting all the paperwork done. And it was a lot of paperwork, man. A lot of paperwork. It took about a year of just getting all kinds of stuff together. It was a mess. It took a while. Okay. So expect to do a lot of paperwork if you go down this route, but it's doable. You just got to do the paperwork. And it's like a mountain of paperwork, right? But once the paperwork's done, you get these things in the mail and bada bing, bada boom, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and off you go. There's also no strings attached. You don't have to go and live in Grenada for some amount of time or any of that kind of stuff. You just pay the money. They send you the passports and you're a citizen of a country. Again, the system's crazy. And when you have money, it gets even crazier because you can do things like this that are kind of crazy, right? Also, Grenada allows you to pass it on to your future kids. So my children, when they get married at some point in the future and have kids, they can pass the Grenada passports on to their kids, which is pretty cool. Now, also, there's been this whole, war going on right now in Ukraine. Russians have had a pretty hard time in a lot of places for a variety of reasons. So it's a nice neutral passport for my family to have from that regard. But also, Grenada was one of the last countries doing citizenship by investment for Russian citizens, which of course includes my wife. So this allowed us to do that. Now, maybe I would have chosen St. Kitts and Nevis. It's kind of the more famous plan, but Grenada does everything we needed to do. So I'm pretty happy to be a citizen of Grenada. It's pretty awesome. When I look at these passports and I look at the world around me today, I just feel like it's a good idea to have a second passport. It's a luxury that I can afford, right? Yeah, I've got some Rolexes and stuff too, but I'll tell you what, this feels like a lot more of a flex than a Rolex, to be honest. A lot harder to get. This is a Plan B passport. And the thing is, because it takes a year to get, if you ever find yourself in a position where you need this and this somehow becomes a lifeline for you, then it's paid for every penny it costs. But if you don't have it, when shit hits the fan, you're screwed because it takes a year to get them, right? So look, when the Mexican beer crisis hit back in 2020, New Zealand had some pretty brutal lockdowns, and technically you could leave the country, it's fine, but getting back in became a lot dicier. And our neighbors across the way in Australia, they even had some situations where they weren't even letting citizens leave, right? So this gives you some flexibility just in case the people running our countries go crazy again, which is not such a ludicrous thing to think because they've just proven it recently that they will do that. Or if we have some kind of World War III situation, look, straight up, my kids are not going to go off and die in a banker's war. Okay. And if, for example, New Zealand wants to draft my children into a war, hello, Grenada, we're coming. And that's not because I'm, I don't know, not patriotic enough or whatever, but my kids dying in a war for the bankers, because they're always bankers' wars, guys. They always are, they are. My kids dying is not going to move the needle one direction or the other for the war effort, right? And the bankers' profits, but it'll affect my family a lot. So again, Plan B. I hope I never have to use this passport for any of that kind of stuff. I hope that I never have to use it because there's craziness going on in the country and this is our only way out, or that there's some kind of war scenario and this is our only way out. I hope I just got a really expensive way to get visa-free access to Russia. But this becomes an asset, not just for me, but for my family. Because again, the kids get this as well and their kids get it, right? This can be in the family for a while if people keep renewing the passports and, pass it on to their kids and all that stuff, because you never know. In an increasingly crazy world, having a Plan B like this feels like a pretty good idea. Obviously, they're not cheap, but if you're someone who can afford that kind of luxury, maybe it's something to look into. Now, by the way, not you, but if your grandparents are from a country like Spain, Italy, Ireland, the UK, you might actually be able to get a second passport for free, citizenship by descent. Now, I was not eligible. My Irish great grandparents were just one generation too far back. And my Italian great grandparents doesn't count because my parents never got married and all this kind of stuff. So I wasn't able to get citizenship by descent. But I was able to get these. And that matters for something. It feels good to have just a little more optionality in a crazy world. Anyway, I just want to share a story, guys, because guess what? Some of you guys are going to make it when the markets turn and maybe, just maybe, a little bit more freedom could be something you're looking for. Thanks for watching.